Alexander Shlemenko overcame a difficult childhood in his native Russia to emerge as one of the top MMA fighters in the country. For Shlemenko, he saw the sport from an early age as his chance at a better life.
I grew up in criminal area and had to fight all the time. It was very hard to grow up that way. I had a choice to become a criminal or a sportsman. I chose to be a sportsman.
At the age of 17, Alexander Shlemenko had his first professional fight. With over 150 fights in numerous disciplines, he now brings a 29-4 professional MMA record into the Bellator cage. But there's a difference fighting in Russia.
In Russia, they allow you to fight the person when he is on the floor, and you can kick them, even in the face. I usually knock them down with a knee and then hit them until they give up.
To finish with a triangle is Alexander Shlemenko, the pure striker. There's the stoppage! And just like that, Alexander Shlemenko is through.
When he tried to stand up, I knew he was hurt. I didn't think I'd won the fight because I thought he would get up and continue. In Russia, the fight never stops.
Shlemenko's toughness and aggressive style have earned him a following here in the States. But when he enters the cage against Bryan Baker, his thoughts won't be far from home.
I know I have to win this fight because the Siberian people expect me to win. I think maybe I need to win this tournament more than the others. It means very much to be able to bring this championship back to Russia.
Alexander Shlemenko defeated Matt Major by unanimous decision in the quarterfinals, and then defeated Jared Hess by third-round TKO due to referee stoppage from a Hess injury in the semifinals to reach Bellator's second season middleweight tournament championship. Bryan Baker credits his mom Evie with laying the foundation for his success in mixed martial arts. Clearly, Baker appreciates the sacrifices that were made on his behalf.
Being a child, I was always driven to be the best I could be. Ever since I was young, my mom's always strived me to be the best. She's always said, "You're not average. You are not average."
Bryan Baker's support continues to be his mother, the person who showed him he could be a champion in the cage and in life.
My mom is my backbone. She's the one that showed me hard work, being a single mother, raising 4 boys on her own. She's the one that put the fire within us that I see something, I go get it, no questions about it.
Okay, gentlemen, this is the middleweight semifinal. Winner goes to the championship. I expect you to conduct yourself like champions.
Trying to fully lock into triangle, you see pulling down with both hands on his shin. Tapping now, the tap! The submission finished by Bryan Baker. Baker's mom, Evie, in from Atlanta, Georgia, celebrating her son's success.
With 7 consecutive victories, Baker is now 1 win away from a shot at the World Championship. But he knows he can't look past Alexander Shlemenko.
I believe that his spinning kicks and punches, I'll be able to see coming. I'm a better athlete. I'm disciplined in areas where I could neutralize his game plan. I'm a beast, and you better move because you're about to be ran over.
Bryan Baker defeated Sean Loeffler by first-round TKO in the quarterfinals, and then defeated Eric Shambari by first-round submission in the semifinals to gain entry into tonight's middleweight tournament championship. And there is Bryan Baker's mom, Evie, sitting cage side to see her son here in Louisville, Kentucky. We now send it back inside the Bellator cage. Here again is Michael Williams.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, your first finalist in the middleweight tournament, set and ready to make his way to the cage. This is Alexander "Storm" Shlemenko.
Alexander Shlemenko told us, Jimmy, in our fighter meeting through his Russian translator, who was also his trainer, that he wants to show that pure strikers can succeed and even dominate in modern mixed martial arts.
You know, I think against Jared Hess, he showed he's not just a pure striker. He survived against a very tough wrestler and submission grappler. He knows enough on the ground to stay alive and get back to his feet. That's going to serve him well in this fight.
Since Shlemenko defeated Jared Hess in the Bellator semifinals of this middleweight tournament on May 27th, he has stayed in the U.S. and trained in Southern California with the likes of Vanderlei Silva, Renato Babalu Sobral, and Mo Lawal.
And now his opponent set and ready to make his way to the cage. This is Bryan the Beast Baker.
Big ovation here in Louisville, Kentucky for Bryan Baker. Told us that he was not impressed by any aspect of Shlemenko's MMA game. Baker went on to say that he felt that Eric Shambari, whom Baker defeated in the semifinals of this tournament, would easily defeat Shlemenko. And his quote was, "Shlemenko doesn't know what he is doing on the ground."
Well, the thing is that he got very emotionally up for the Eric Shambari fight, a big rematch. A lot of people were looking forward to that one. Hopefully he doesn't run into the letdown here in the finals, taking on a guy that he doesn't think has the skills to take him out, because Shlemenko, he's unpredictable.
Jimmy, let's take a look at your inner circle.
Shlemenko's secret weapon is not a secret. Shlemenko said he wants to use the body shot against the much taller Baker. Baker's coach, Wildman Denny, the first thing he said when he sat down is they've been working on countering the body shots. They know how deadly it can be to the body. Baker needs to be ready for 15 minutes. Like we were saying before, he might be underestimating Shlemenko. Shlemenko is a cardio freak. I've heard of him doing 10 rounds with guys like Vanderlei Silva and Babalu. Against Hess, he was there from bell to bell. How will Shlemenko handle the size difference? He's not a very big middleweight. I think he could even make welterweights. Bryan Baker is a gigantic middleweight.
With the official introductions to Bellator's second season middleweight tournament championship, here again is Michael Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, from 4th Street Live Bellator Fighting Championships, along with Everlast and UB.net, raise, stack, own. Tonight here at Bellator 23, come inside the cage for 3 5-minute rounds. This is the Season 2 Middleweight Tournament Championship. And now introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, he wears the blue and white at 5'11". He weighed in at 185 pounds even. The Russian Army combat trained fighter brings an impressive professional record with 29 victories, 18 by knockout, 4 by way of submission against only 4 defeats. Training out of Saturn and representing Rus fighters and hailing from Omsk, Russia, introducing Alexander Storm Shlemenko. And across the cage, his adversary fighting out of the blue corner. He wears the white, red, and black at 6'3". He weighed in at 184 pounds. The Valley Tudo fighter and judo black belt with a near-perfect professional record of 13-1. He's got 6 knockouts and 3 submissions to his credit. Fighting out of Parker, Colorado, and representing Team Wildman Valley Tudo from Victorville, California, presenting Bryan the Beast Baker. And the referee for this contest, Jason Herzog.
Fighters gone over the rules in the back. There are no final questions from you, Red. No final questions from you, Blue. Touch gloves, come out ready to fight.
This for Bellator season number 2 middleweight tournament championship. A check for $100,000, and above all else, a title shot in the fall versus Bellator's reigning world middleweight champion Hector Lombard. Alexander Shlemenko in the blue trunks, Bryan Baker in the white trunks. The bell in round number 1.
And the face on Shlemenko is all business.
Jason Herzog, one of the best in all of MMA, is the referee.
You could see when they did the stare down, the size difference here is extraordinary. When they were doing the weigh-ins, Bryan Baker jokingly hunched down to be the same size as Shlemenko. That was not easy to do. He is huge.
Baker 4 inches taller than his Russian opponent, Alexander Shlemenko. Shlemenko at 5'11", Baker at 6'3", and Shlemenko telling us, Jimmy through his translator, he thinks that size disadvantage is to his advantage because he can land the body kicks and the low kicks, landing the spinning back fist there.
Well, also, Baker tends to keep his hands a little bit low when he strikes. He gets a little wild. You see his hands here, down by his nipples. That's not a good thing to do against a kickboxer like Shlemenko.
Swing and a miss there by Shlemenko. Swing and a miss with a back fist by Shlemenko. Baker telling us he hopes that Shlemenko throws those back fists, back kicks. He thinks he can step right in and take advantage.
Shlemenko staying light on his feet. That's an important thing to do against a guy who's a lot bigger than you are. You want to stay mobile.
Shlemenko emphatic. He does not want to go to the ground. Push kick there by Shlemenko. That was clever. We see that a lot from European fighters, Jimmy. We saw that a lot when we called fights in Europe in M1. You don't see that too much from American fighters.
It's sort of a side kick. That's an excellent weapon. You see Kung Lee uses a lot as kind of a rangefinder. It's a little different than the traditional push kick they see in Thailand.
Shlemenko bouncing his step.
You know, one of the things about Baker's... Oh, that was a good leg kick. Oh, good right hand, right on the jaw.
All stand up thus far.
I was about to say, one of the things about Baker's style is he's tall, but he doesn't fight tall. He tends to move forward with his strikes. He doesn't really use his range to keep his opponent at a distance. He likes to move forward. That's a difficult thing for a taller guy to do usually.
Shlemenko feinting with the spinning back fist, swinging a miss with the right by Baker. Body shot there with the left by Shlemenko.
He's thrown that a lot. That left hook to the body. Aims for the liver. It's a good way to get your opponent to keep his hands down.
Huge shots now by Shlemenko. Big left hand, another big shot.
I think he might be out, Sean.
Referee Jason Herzog taking a really close look.
I don't know if Baker knows where he is. He seems a little bit slow here.
Another hammer fist. One-way traffic at the moment.
No, he doesn't know where he is. This is over.
The stoppage. TKO win for Alexander Shlemenko in the middleweight tournament championship.
I think Baker was rocked for a long time. As soon as he was on his back, it didn't seem like he really knew where he was, Sean. Still keeping his hands up, still trying to defend, but I think he was rocked for a long time, Sean. I think that's a good stop. I think the referee saw that he wasn't quite with it.
The 30th pro victory in 34 pro bouts in Alexander Shlemenko's MMA career. And dare I say, Jimmy, that is the biggest.
I agree. You know, right now he's protesting the stoppage, but you can kind of see in his motions, he was very slow. He didn't seem like he really knew exactly what was going on. I think once Jason Herzog saw that in his eyes, he stopped the fight. Very upset, Bryan the Beast Baker. Right over us, he's extremely disappointed.
Heavy emotions, Jimmy, from both fighters.
I think he chose to stand just a little too long. He stayed in Shlemenko's world. He hit a lot to the chin. Is that right hand? Bang, that was a beautiful shot. You see here, it looked like he was kind of going for a takedown, but as Mori sort of slunk to his knees, I think that right hand really hurt him, Sean, right here on the jaw. You know, a credit to Bryan Baker, he stayed in the fight, but I think after that shot, he was never quite with it. His arms dropped. You can see here, not quite conscious of where the strikes are coming from. You know, it wasn't any real big shots after that. I think that right hand left him kind of, you know, his senses kind of left him after that shot. And once Herzog saw that he couldn't see where the punches were coming from, you can't, as we say, intelligently defend yourself. Great job by the referee, Sean. I really agree with that.
I called Jason Herzog one of the best, and I will stand by that statement. Bryan Baker may disagree, but he was in all sorts of trouble. Alexander Shlemenko is Bellator season. A stunning finish in round number 1 of Bellator's middleweight tournament in the championship. Alexander Shlemenko records a TKO win versus Bryan Baker, 2 minutes, 45 seconds the time.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Jason Herzog stepping in and calling a halt to the fight due to unanswered strikes. The official time, 2 minutes, 45 seconds into round number 1. The winner by TKO victory, and now the Bellator Season 2 middleweight tournament champion, Alexander "Storm" Shlemenko.
I'm here with your winner, Alexander Storm Shlemenko. You said you were fighting to represent kickboxing, represent strikers in MMA. What does the victory in this tournament mean for them?
Вопрос такой. Ты сказал перед боем, что ты представляешь ударников. Что значит для тебя победа в этом бою в связи с этим?
Победа, что скоро у ударников будет пояс. Именно у ударников. И ударники скоро придут и победят борцов.
This victory means that strikers soon will be all over MMA, and the belt of Bellator Fighting Championship will be owned by the striker.
All right, we're gonna take a look at the replay here at the finish of the fight. Did he realize he had him in trouble? Did he realize he had him hurt on the ground?
Сейчас мы посмотрим повтор конца боя. Ты увидел, что ты ему попал? Ты увидел, что у него проблемы, что ты его пробил?
Но я почувствовал, что пробил его в печень. Я не чувствовал, что попал рукой. Это было быстро все. Вот этот удар я не почувствовал. Я думал, что все-таки он попал в печень. А потом увидел.
Frankly speaking, he thought that he got him with a liver shot. He didn't pay attention to this shot to the head. He thought he got him with a liver shot first.
Obviously, as the winner of Season 2, he's going to be taking on Hector Lombard for the belt. What does he think about that fight? Is he going to get a knockout again?
Очевидно, как победитель этого сезона в среднем весе, твой следующий бой будет титульный бой с Гектором Ломбардом. Что ты думаешь по поводу этого боя?
Я долго шел к этому бою, и я не упущу свой шанс. У меня осталась одна ступень. Одна, чтобы я победил, это Гектор Ломбард. И пусть он готовится ко мне.
It was a very, very long and tough road for Alexander. And Hector Lombard better be ready for the fight, because he thinks that this belt belongs to Alexander.
Now, we are here with Bellator founder Bjorn Rebney. Bjorn, obviously a great performance. Shlemenko came in here really unknown. You brought him in. He's got all the way to the finals.
Yeah, we had heard that Alexander Shlemenko was one of the best middleweights in Europe, and he proved it tonight. Spectacular performance. Congratulations, my friend. As the Bellator champion, there's a presentation. That's the check of $100,000. And next up, my friend, Hector Lombard for the middleweight world championship at Bellator. Congratulations again.
Your winner, Alexander Shlemenko, ladies and gentlemen.
For Alexander Shlemenko, wins over Matt Major, Jared Hess, and tonight, Bryan Baker. As Alexander Shlemenko comes from Siberia in Russia to claim Bellator's second season middleweight tournament.